Alright guys, as you can see, I made my first meal of the day. This is my breakfast. Here I have just a cup of coffee with some almond-free creamer. I had 2 Splendas to the coffee as well. I have 2 whole eggs, 8 ounces of egg whites, 2 slices of turkey bacon, and 1 bagel, which is about 50 grams of carbs. This is going to be my first meal of the day. Today I plan on doing kind of like a full day of eating, just showing you guys like what I eat when I'm, just not on prep. It's gonna be my first meal. It's still really early in the day, so I'm probably not gonna be training until a little later. I kind of want to get like at least 2 meals in before, I get my workout in, just so I have the energy and I feel like I can get a really good pump. This is pretty much my breakfast right now. Kind of like in a reverse diet phase right now because, just coming off of prep. I did have a fair amount of food with my girlfriend. We did eat out because she did surprise me with like a little trip. We went to West Palm Beach, but I still kept it still clean, but I had more food than, what I would usually eat. So right now I'm just trying to get back onto a diet, and I kind of want to show you guys, what I'll be eating, daily to really focus on putting on, muscle tissue. And I think, slowly building up the food is key, because if I just started my diet with like extremely high carbs, I feel like my insulin sensitivity wouldn't be as good, just because body can only process so much carbs at once. And I think it's important to really get your body accustomed to, the diet. So right now I'm just slowly building up the food, and then from there, as I'm more adapted, I'll add more food to my diet. But right now, this is enough food for me right now, just because, my training isn't as efficient as I want it to be, just because, I'm just getting back into the gym. I'm gonna have this meal, and then I'll probably have my pre-training meal next, and then we'll head to the gym. Planning on training some back today. Can't go really too crazy just because I have like a little tweak in my lower back. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It just feels like a bit uncomfortable at times, even when I'm like sleeping. So that's something I'm definitely gonna get checked out, try to rehab. But this is gonna be my first meal. I'm gonna eat this meal, and then I'll show you guys what I'll be eating next. Like I said, today will be kind of like a full day of eating. I'll try to show you guys, all the meals I make and how I cook them, and just showing you what I do every day right now, just to, feed my body and feed my workouts and stuff. So let me take a bite of this real quick. Give you guys a quick little sampler. So typically I like to put the eggs on top, and then I'll grab a piece of turkey bacon like this. Take a bite. Superset it with a little piece of bacon. It's like a good kickstart to my day. Bye-bye. Where's your toy? Of course, the blue ball again. Love these dogs. After I have my breakfast, I'll jump on this couch, and then I usually throw in like a podcast. It could either be like a bodybuilding podcast, where I could try to pick up a bit more knowledge with training or whatever it is. I'm always a student. I'm always here to try to learn something, and I follow a decent amount of people on YouTube, so I watch something either bodybuilding or fitness related, or I'll watch like Joe Rogan or Jocko. I watch some sort of podcast that I can get my brain moving and just trying to learn something. And while I'm doing that, I'm also checking in with a bunch of clients that I probably like maybe up to 15 20 check-ins in the morning. So once I wake up, I have a ton of notifications that I gotta attend to, and this weekend I have 1, 2, 3 guys competing this weekend. So I have them updating me every single day leading up to competition, just so then I can really get a good idea on how they're responding to everything. So that's pretty much what I do. I'll probably chill here for probably like 30 to 45 minutes, and then I'll try to do stuff around the house, take care of my dogs, and then I'll pretty much set up my pre-training meal. Probably like an hour to hour and a half, depending on how I'm digesting this food and how fast I get done my work here. So just want to show you guys, my quick little routine. Once I have that cup of coffee, I'm kind of just like focused. I gotta do something. I'm about to check in with some clients, watch some sort of podcast. I feel like when I'm on prep, my anxiety is like crazy. Like I'm always feeling like I need to do something. I either gotta do cardio or be in the gym or taking a nap, or I'm always anxious when I'm on prep. But like just not being on prep anymore, I just feel like a lot more laid back, chill. I can be more at ease with things. It's really enjoyable. So But I check in with some clients, and then I'll show you guys what I'll be eating for my pre-training meal in about an hour to hour and a half. Ready? Oh, you're so fat now. It's okay, buddy. He's like my companion dog right here, yo. He's a little bear. Currently making my pre-training meal and intro workout drink. Pretty much just gonna be doing a cup of coffee as my energy source. I just feel like coffee right now for me is just clean energy. I don't get any crashes and get too jittery. In this shaker cup, I have 1 scoop of Carb Surge, which is about 23 grams of carbs. So I'm gonna be feeding my workout with Carb Surge. I have 1 scoop of the BCAAs from Jack Factory. And then I'll also be doing a authentic bar, which is 14 grams of fat, 28 grams of carbs, and then 15 grams of protein. And since it's a bit lower on protein, I will be adding 1 scoop, which is 25 grams of protein, to my coffee, which is really, really good. It makes the coffee taste so good. I actually enjoy it better than just regular coffee, just because it has more of like a chocolate taste to it, and I love chocolate. So I add 1 scoop, 25 grams of protein plus 15 grams of protein adds up to 40 grams of protein, which is perfect for me. And then I also have 23 grams of carbs during my workout. So total of about 28 grams of carbs plus 23, which adds up to about like 50 grams of carbs. And I'll be having that just, you know, for the workout. Like I said, I plan on training back today. Not sure how intense I'm gonna be going. I'm just gonna really focus on warming up first and then seeing how I feel and then going from there. Still trying to rebuild up my training, so I'm not gonna be doing anything too intense just because, you know, I did take a long period off from training just because of, you know, being sick and everything. So just slowly getting back into things. It's really important to really make sure you're monitoring, you know, how your strength is and how you're feeling, and you don't want to just go back into the gym thinking like you can do the same exact weight that you did prior to being, you know, sick or injured or whatever it is. Once you take a period of time off from training, I think it's really important to rebuild your training back up. That way you can avoid any injuries. It feels good to be back in the gym, so I'm really excited. Right now I'm just doing cardio after my workouts. Enough talking, let's get to the gym and let's get this work in. All right, here we are at the gym. First thing I did once I got to the gym was just make sure I foam rolled my back. Just really, you know, make sure everything's aligned properly. I think it's really important, especially when you're training back. You should always, you know, warm up properly, just because it's so like important. Just because if you do something wrong, like if you do the wrong movement or your form is just off, you're just so prone to injury. So right now I am dealing with like a lower back problem, so I'm kind of just rolling out my lower back here, just rolling out my lats just so it's not tight. And I just feel better contractions when I really dig into my lats with the foam roller. Right now I have it on like a faster speed, so then, you know, this video is not like 40 minutes long. But I do probably like 2 rounds of this where I just kind of just roll out my back, roll out my lats, and I kind of just stretch forward just to get a good stretch of my lower back. But to start off the workout, I kind of just did 2 sets of pull-ups. I went for like 8 to 10 reps, just standard pull-ups, and just trying to get a good pump in my lats. And then after I do 2 sets with this sort of pull-up, I go ahead and do 2 sets with like kind of like a parallel grip. And same thing, go for like 8 to 12 reps. I believe for this set, I kind of like paused at the bottom of each rep. Like right here, I'm pausing just to get a good stretch in my lats. And I just complete the rep. And this is kind of just like a warm-up. I'll consider this a warm-up as well, kind of just doing like pullovers using kind of like a wider grip. And I go for about 10 to 12 reps. And I do about 4 to 5 sets depending on how I'm feeling. Just enough just for me to really feel my lats kind of pumped before I actually get into my actual workout. And I love doing these to really develop my lats. It's one of my go-tos. I always incorporate it on back days. Here's just like another set from a different angle. The goal when you're doing this is to kind of like pull to your thighs, but you want to arch your lower back. And I have it on a faster speed, but you want to really control that negative so then you get a really good stretch at the top of the rep and then just squeeze at the bottom. And I love doing these, like I said before. This is probably like my 4th or 5th set. Can't really remember.
remember how many sets I did in total. And then here, I like to stretch afterwards just to really get a good deep stretch. I think stretching in between sets is really important, especially if you're trying to grow. And then for my first actual workout, I did kind of like a parallel grip lat pull down. Here you can see I'm really trying to focus on pulling with my elbows. I'm leaning back slightly, and I try to really arch my lower back, so that way I can really contract my lats. Here's just same movement, another angle. I went a bit heavier this time around, and same thing, just trying to pull with the elbows. And don't be afraid to use a little bit of momentum. Like, obviously be, kind of aware of how much momentum you're using, but if the weight's really heavy, using that slight bit of momentum just to get a squeeze, I think it's really important. But also, stretching too. Here, I'm about 25 minutes into my workout. I'm drinking my carb surge, making sure I can maintain the pump, and it helps a lot, especially keeps my pump going for a longer period of time. Here, I'm doing a heavier set. As you can see, it's a bit on a faster speed just because, obviously I want like a 40-minute video. But I'm using a slight bit of momentum, but I'm trying to control my body with my lower back. That way I can really engage my lower lats. Here I stretch, and then I kind of do like a superset with pullovers. I just felt really motivated when I was training today, and it was just kind of like a freestyle workout off instinct. I didn't really go to the gym with, what I was gonna do. Like, I kind of just went by how I felt and saw what was available. The gym is pretty empty. Here I'm just stretching again after the set. This I was just really cautious with. The first set, I went really light, and it felt extremely light. I didn't feel any discomfort in my lower back, so I was really happy about that. But I do increase the weight, and I go for about a total of 3 to 4 working sets for each exercise, just going by how I feel. Here I increase the weight a slight bit, and same thing, I go for about like 8 to 12 reps. And when you're doing like a seated row, you want to focus on pulling back and then letting it stretch forward, so that way you get a good stretch, and then you can really contract as you're pulling back. And then here I switch to kind of like a parallel grip. This is kind of a longer set. I believe I go for like 8 to 10 reps, pause for about like 5-10 seconds, and then 8 to 10 reps again, pause, 5-10 seconds, and then 8 to 10 reps again. I love throwing these kind of techniques into the workout because it really challenges you, because you're doing so many reps, and I didn't change the weight at all, so you're really taxing your body within a single set. And I feel like that's really important, especially if you're trying to grow or just really push yourself. And I love training this way. As far as rest periods, I was going for about 2 or 3 minutes in between sets. Obviously I'm not trying to cut down or drop body fat at the moment, so I'm just trying to focus on just rebuilding my training back up, and taking things lightly. And resting periods, like I said, 2 or 3 minutes between sets. Here I'm just like resting again. This is like the final phase of the set, and this is where it gets pretty tough. Just gotta grind it out. But like I said, I love doing these. I do it for pretty much every muscle group. Kind of just a cluster set, and it's really challenging. Yeah, I'm just mad exhausted.
That was a tough set.
Yeah, so after that exercise, I went ahead and did like a single arm row here. And for this exercise, the goal is to just really try to let the weight hang at the bottom of the rep and then squeezing at the top. This is not really a warm-up. I'm pretty much warmed up at this point in the workout, so I kind of went into a moderate weight. Here I have 85-pound dumbbells, and it felt pretty moderate. Again, I'm not trying to go extremely heavy, and I don't really go heavy on single arm rows as it is. I see a lot of people do extremely heavy weights, like trying to do like 120s, 140s, and it just gets counterintuitive at that point because you're kind of just jerking the weight and using too much momentum. So I feel like it's important when you're doing this kind of exercise, you want to use a weight that you can really control, like where you can really let it stretch at the bottom of the rep, and you're really squeezing it and it's fully controlled, rather than just like jerking up the weight and trying to muscle it up. And the goal is to really work on the actual muscle, not just jerk the weight and use a lot of momentum and ego lift. And yeah, this is 100-pound dumbbells. I believe I did a total of 2 sets of this, and it felt pretty moderate. I started to get more taxed at this point in the workout just because, I'm just getting back into the gym and my body's still trying to get adapted to everything. But I love doing those. Here I'm doing kind of a single arm standing machine row. Here I'm just trying to pull into my lats. Just overall, I'm just focusing a lot of lats right now. I just feel like I alternate between lats and then like back thickness. I mean, you're still working your back thickness when you're doing, like when I was doing like the cedar rows and single arm rows, but I love trying to focus on those lower lats here. You can see I'm just letting it stretch and then just trying to pull and trying to really contract my lats. I'm not going extremely heavy, like I said, just taking things easy and just having fun with it. And then after that, I go ahead and do both arms at the same time. I'm still standing here, you can't really see it, but yeah, this machine is really nice. Again, just really trying to focus on letting it stretch and it's contracting and squeezing at the peak of the rep. But that's pretty much how this workout went. I enjoyed it, nothing too crazy, and I had an overall good workout. And again, just stretching in between sets is really key. I really encourage you guys to do that. And then I finish up the workout around 76 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and do the arc trainer.
Meal number 3, post-workout meal. I have 142 grams of white rice, which is about 40 grams of carbs, 6 ounces of chicken breast, and then some sriracha. I have, the chicken and rice already pre-made. I cooked, I believe it was either yesterday or the day before that. I also have 1 scoop of growth surge, which is something I'd like to take right after my workout. Just creatine monohydrate. I think supplementing creatine is extremely essential. I think it's one of the most researched supplements out there, and you can get a lot of benefits from it. This is pretty much my post-workout meal. Pretty simple, just chicken and rice with some sriracha. Today's workout was pretty good. It felt pretty decent. I didn't go extremely heavy. Like I said, I'm just trying to rebuild my training back up. But overall, I had a great workout. I did a lot of, machine work just because I wanted to be more cautious, just because of my lower back. Now I'm about to have my 3rd meal of the day. Like I said, my carbs aren't extremely high. I only have 40 grams of carbs with this meal. I'm trying to reverse diet and then rebuild my food back up to a point where everything's sufficient. Also with my training, I did finish the workout with 30 minutes of low intensity cardio. I love using the arc trainer. It's super easy on my joints. I really encourage you guys to do like either elliptical arc trainer if you guys have that available at your gym. Stairmaster is a good alternative as well, but over time I think my knees kind of take a toll on it, so I like to do something light like elliptical or arc trainer, just keeping my heart rate around 130 to 135. The reason why I'm doing cardio is just for my workouts. I feel like when I do cardio, like my workouts are more efficient. I can, train for a longer period of time. My cardio is there. The thing with off season is like, you don't want to just eat a bunch of food and be inactive, because from there you're just going to feel a little bloated, and it's just, I don't know, it's just not optimal to do it that way. I feel like you should always be doing some form of cardio, at least 3 to 4 times a week. I do want to do cardio almost every single day, just because I feel like it's good just to do cardio, because there's a lot of benefits from it. The way you absorb the food, your digestion, you can speed up your metabolism. So doing cardio is extremely essential, especially if you're trying to grow, if you're trying to get leaner, especially if you're trying to get leaner. But even if you're trying to grow, it's going to help you facilitate the food. It's going to help with your digestion, and overall your workouts will be a lot better because you're going to have that endurance to really push yourself. So I'm about to eat my 3rd meal right now and then just catch up with some work, and then I'll show you guys what I'll be eating for my 4th meal today. Meal number 4 is about to go down. As you can see, I have some beef cooking on the stovetop. I cooked this beef yesterday, so just prepare ahead of time. And then I have a fresh batch of white rice. And I get 40 grams of carbs from rice, so that's about 142 grams of white rice. Check this rice. So we got 40 grams of carbs from white rice, 7 ounces of 93.7 lean ground beef. This is like one of my favorite meals. I will also be having an apple with this meal. Just to curb cravings, I like to eat fruit, so I feel like an apple does the job and it really gets me really satisfied with the meal. As you can see, I'm wearing like a dark sport outfit. Check the shoes. I just got done filming some content for them. But Dark Sport, you know, they make some really good quality clothing. I was wearing it in the gym today, so if you guys have any questions with Dark Sport, you can shoot me a DM on Instagram or drop a comment below. Typically, the clothes sell out really quick. I get a lot of messages from clients and just people in general just saying like, hey, how come Dark Sport's always out of stock? It's because like they only make like a limited amount of stuff, so it's like really exclusive. So if you guys are interested in drops, you really gotta look out for, you know, when we have the launch dates and stuff. Just keep an eye out. I think there's gonna be another drop in a few weeks, the Bushido code. So looking forward to that drop. But this is gonna be my meal number 4. Just 7 ounces lean ground beef, 40 grams of carbs from white rice, and then I'll be adding some sriracha. Check out Oakley. He smells the beef. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this meal and then I'll show you guys what I'll be eating next in about probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Meal number 5. Here I have 7 ounces of chicken breast with some sriracha on top of it, and then 3 ounces of veggies. I'll also be having diet soda. My choice is Sprite because it has no caffeine. It is getting a bit late, and I don't want to consume caffeine close to bedtime just because sometimes it keeps me up and it gets frustrating if I can't fall asleep but at the time I want to, because, you know, I try to keep things routinely the same. Like I like to wake up around the same time, go to the gym around the same time, and do things sort of like routinely the same. But this is gonna be my 5th meal of the day. Like I said, no carbs, just pretty simple, just chicken with some veggies. I have broccoli, cauliflower, and 1 piece of carrot in there. And yeah, like I said, I'm just slowly gonna build up my carbs, and I'm gonna be showing you guys the whole process of how that goes. Right now I feel good with this diet. You know, I'm not extremely hungry at all. I feel like it's just enough. I think as my training gets more intense and I really build everything back up, I'll be able to, you know, eat a lot more food. Like my body would need more food. But I'm about to eat this meal, and then I'll show you my final meal around, probably around like 11:30. You smell the food, don't you? It's time for the final meal of the day. As you can see, it's almost 11:30 p.m. right on time. So about to make a protein shake. Have like a little treat right before I go to bed. I add a decent amount of ice in there because I like it kind of thick. But protein of choice is Authentic Way by Jack Factory. I got Fruity Cereal Splash, and it's 24 grams of protein per serving. So I'm gonna be doing 2 scoops with this last meal / shake, whatever you want to call it. I consider it a meal because, you know, it does have calories. 1, and with this kind of protein I like to do almond butter, so I'm supposed to weigh it out. Gotta make sure it's accurate. 16 grams of almond butter, and I like to do almond butter with like vanilla flavored protein or fruity splash. If it's not chocolate, I like to do almond butter, but if it is chocolate, I like to use peanut butter. My neighbors are gonna be so pissed. But this will be quick. That's it. Give you guys a little taste test. So that's how it looks. Yeah, this is really good. So that's my last meal. I actually calculated the macros so you guys can get an idea on how much calories I consume for all the meals today. I have 286 grams of protein, 68 grams of fat, 188 grams of carbs, and that's pretty much my macros for today. The amount of calories in total is 2,578. So I have 2,578 calories for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I kind of just want to give you guys a little idea on, what my eating is like, getting back into the gym and trying to build my food up for the off season. But that's pretty much, what my diet is like right now every single day. I check in with my coach probably tomorrow, and then he's going to evaluate and see how I look, and then he's probably going to increase carbs to the previous meal where I had just chicken and veggies, and from there we just build back up. Since I'm not competing this year for the Olympia, I'm gonna do whatever I can to improve for the following year. So this is, just a part of the process. Even though I'm not on prep, I'm gonna try to treat this as strict as I could make it. That's gonna wrap up the video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Give me a thumbs up, and see you guys next time.